They said opportunity was dying, but the truth is, it just moved overseas. There are countries right now begging for people like you, educated, adaptable, creative, and ready to live without fear. In a world where your passport once raised eyebrows, it now opens doors. In 2025, while America argues the rest of the world is quietly hiring, aging nations are running out of workers, and the new global race isn't about land or oil, it's about talent. Governments from Asia to Europe are waiving visas like golden tickets. They're not saying maybe. They're saying, when can you get here? Because they don't just need immigrants. They need ideas, teachers, coders, builders, and dreamers. And for Black Americans who've carried ambition under pressure, the world is finally ready to appreciate it. So, where are you truly wanted, not just tolerated? Where does your presence earn respect, not suspicion? Tonight, we're counting down 5 countries outside Africa that are opening their arms, their job markets, and their hearts to Black Americans. Get ready. From Seoul to Santiago, from Tokyo to Kuala Lumpur, these are the places that actually want you to come, live, work, and thrive. 5. South Korea, the tech tiger that wants you to teach, code, or create. Where else can you get paid $2,500 a month, live, rent-free, and still be called teacher, like a rock star? Welcome to South Korea, the country that turned discipline into an art form and technology into a lifestyle. Behind the neon lights of Seoul and the quiet temples of Gyeongju, a silent crisis is unfolding. The nation's birth rate is now the lowest in the entire OECD, and the government knows it. Factories are short on engineers, schools are short on English teachers, and startups are desperate for creative thinkers who can connect Korea to the world. So, they're not just welcoming foreigners, they're practically begging for them. If you've ever dreamed of teaching building apps or launching your own brand, Korea is handing you the playbook. The E2 visa for English teachers, the D10 for entrepreneurs, and the F2 for skilled professionals are some of the easiest and most transparent visa routes in Asia. No endless paperwork, no prove your worth interviews. If you're qualified and motivated, they'll stamp your passport before your suitcase hits the floor. For Black Americans fluent in English, tech-savvy, or creative, at heart, this is the opportunity, sweet spot, high respect, low bureaucracy, and plenty of room to grow. And let's talk about the money, because that's where it gets real. You can earn $2,000 to $3,000 a month teaching or freelancing with free housing and bonuses that make you feel valued. Lunch is $5, a doctor's visit costs less than a coffee back home, and universal health care, including dental and emergency care, runs about $100 a month. No insurance nightmares, no surprise bills. Imagine paying less for full medical coverage than you do for Netflix and DoorDash combined. But beyond the paycheck, it's the peace that hits different. In Korea, you can walk home at midnight with your phone out and never look over your shoulder. Police don't trail you for existing. Employers don't question your competence because of your skin. Here, K-respect culture means you're addressed by your title, not judged by your appearance. When students call you "Seonsengnim teacher," they mean it with reverence, not sarcasm. You're part of a society that values hierarchy, effort, and order, not stereotypes. Life in Seoul moves fast, faster than 5G. The city never really sleeps. It just shifts between coffee shops, neon-lit streets, and karaoke bars echoing with laughter at 2 a.m. You'll find small but tight-knit Black expat communities in Itaewon and Busan sharing stories over Korean BBQ or Sunday brunch. The blend of futuristic tech and deep tradition gives you something rare: structure without suffocation, excitement without chaos. Of course, no place is perfect. You'll get a few stares, not hate, just curiosity. The language can be tricky, and the punctuality culture, ruthless. If the subway says it leaves at 9:02, you better not arrive at 9:03. but those are small prices to pay for safety, opportunity, and daily respect. So here's the question. Would you trade racial tension for a city where your only stress is catching the last train home? Because in South Korea, that's the kind of problem you'll be happy to have. 4. Germany, where skills matter more than skin. In Germany, nobody cares what color you are, they just want to know if you can fix it, code it, or build it. This is a country where efficiency is a national religion, and competence is the only language that truly matters. The streets hum with order, trains glide in on time. Paperwork is taken seriously, and your job title earns more respect than your background ever could. Germany isn't perfect, but it's one of the few places where being good at what you do actually opens doors, not just promises to. In 2025, the country faces a massive labor shortage, over 1.8 million open positions across industries. The workforce is aging fast, and young talent is in short supply. That's why the government isn't shy about saying it, we need you. Through the EU Blue Card program, skilled workers from outside Europe can secure residency with a job offer paying around $40,800 per year, sometimes even less, in shortage fields like IT, healthcare, or engineering. Whether you're a nurse, a software developer, or a welder who can troubleshoot with precision. Germany doesn't care about your accent, it cares about your skill set. They'll sponsor your visa, train you, and make sure you have what you need to succeed. And once you get there, life feels surprisingly balanced. A mid-level engineer or nurse can earn between $3,000 and $5,000 a month, with healthcare so heavily subsidized it's practically free. Apartments outside city centers cost $700 or $1,000. Public transportation is immaculate, and childcare doesn't eat up half your paycheck. You don't need to hustle 3 jobs just to survive. You get to live. Weekends are sacred, spent biking through green parks, visiting open-air markets, or taking short trips to France, Austria, or the Netherlands. That's the beauty of being in the heart of Europe. Work hard, then actually enjoy the reward. Now let's talk about what really matters: belonging. Germany's past isn't spotless, but its present is strikingly pragmatic. In places like Berlin, Hamburg, or Cologne, you're not the black guy or the American. You're part of a generation rebuilding a global city. Berlin especially is buzzing with black creators, DJs, and entrepreneurs carving out space in fashion, film, and tech. Soul food pop-ups mix with Turkish kebab stands. Afrobeats thump in clubs under 19th century arches. No one asks, "Do you live here?" They just ask, "What kind of beer do you want?" That's the vibe. Curiosity without judgment. Coexistence without labels. Sure, there are still traces of small-town conservatism. If you wander into a rural village, expect a few lingering stares, but they fade fast once you start speaking German or fixing the neighbor's Wi-Fi. The system can be bureaucratic, yes, endless forms, strict appointments, and officials who never smile. But here's the twist: it's predictable. The rules apply to everyone. You may not love the paperwork, but you'll respect the fairness. And once you master the rhythm, show up on time, submit your forms, pay your taxes. Germany rewards you with stability. Few countries can match. The deeper you stay, the better it gets. After a few years on the blue card, you can apply for permanent residency or even citizenship, gaining full access to Europe's open borders. One visa, 27 countries. You can wake up in Berlin, have lunch in Prague, and spend the weekend in Paris, all without extra paperwork. And through it all, you'll notice something powerful. You're not fighting to be tolerated. You're being valued for what you bring. So here's the question worth asking. Would you trade constant judgment for stability, free healthcare, and a passport that opens half the world? Because in Germany, they're not asking you to change who you are, just to show up, do what you're already great at, and finally get the respect you've earned. 3. Chile, Latin America's hidden gem for opportunity and peace. Imagine earning a U.S. salary, paying Latin American prices, and walking through streets safer than most American suburbs. That's Chile, the country that doesn't shout for attention, yet quietly outperforms almost everyone around it. Tucked between the snow-capped Andes and the endless Pacific, Chile has found the rare balance between opportunity and peace, a place where life actually feels in control. While many of its neighbors swing between chaos and charm, Chile stands calm, organized, and quietly ambitious. In 2025, Chile faces a demographic challenge: an aging population and a shortage of young, skilled professionals in technology, education, and healthcare. The government knows it can't afford to fall behind. That's why it launched new residency programs, from the Visa de Residencia Temporal to a digital nomad visa designed specifically to attract foreign talent. You don't need to be rich or famous. If you can show about $1,500 a month in income, you're in. And for Black Americans looking to work, teach, or build something new. Chile's Talent Attraction 2025 initiative practically rolls out the red carpet. No hidden fees, no gimmicks, just a clear path to live work and contribute in one of South America's most stable economies. The rewards are real. Teachers earn between $1,500 and $2,200 a month. Engineers, $2,500 to $4,000, more than enough to live comfortably in cities like Santiago, Valparaiso, or Viña del Mar. Rent a cozy apartment, sip coffee overlooking the mountains, and still save money. Monthly expenses run around $1,200 to $1,800. That's housing, food, transportation, and the occasional bottle of wine that tastes far more expensive than it is. Healthcare efficient, modern and affordable: a doctor's visit for $30, dental care for half that. Chile's infrastructure feels first world, but the costs feel blissfully third world. And then there's the way people treat you. Chileans aren't flashy or loud. They're polite, disciplined, and quietly proud. In the cities, you'll meet professionals who greet you with a handshake, not suspicion. Color doesn't dominate social life. Here, effort does. They respect hard work, education, and kindness. The Black expat community may be small, but it's visible and welcomed, especially in international neighborhoods where people speak English, French, and Spanish in the same cafe. Nobody's filming you on the street or whispering behind your back. Here, you're simply another human being doing your thing, and that's refreshingly rare. Outside the cities, life slows down beautifully. You can wake up to the sight of the Andes glowing pink at sunrise, then drive 2 hours to the Pacific coast for fresh seafood and ocean air. Chile's geography is like a continent in itself: glaciers in the south, deserts in the north, wine valleys, and volcanoes in between. It's a place where nature demands your respect, but also rewards your peace. Add stable politics, fast internet, good coffee, and genuine civility, and you've got one of the most underrated destinations for freedom and safety in the Americas. Still, no paradise is without its quirks. Chileans can seem reserved at first. They value privacy and take time to open up. And yes, Spanish is key. You don't have to speak it fluently, but learning even the basics makes a world of difference. Once you greet people in their language, doors open, not just literally, but socially. 2. Japan, where respect is the default setting. In Japan, even your umbrella gets its own locker. Now imagine how they'll treat you. This is a country where respect isn't earned by money, class, or skin color. It's simply expected of everyone. You feel it the moment you land. The bow of a flight attendant, the quiet hum of an airport with no shouting, no chaos. Every movement has intention, every space has order. And while most countries are struggling to survive, the future, Japan is preparing for it, and they need help doing so. Right now, nearly 28% of Japan's population is over 65, one of the highest rates of aging in the world. The math is simple. There aren't enough young people to keep the economy running. So the government has done something once thought impossible. It's opening its doors. Through the Specified Skilled Worker Program, JET Teaching Program, and IT Engineer visas, Japan is recruiting foreign professionals like never before. Companies offer housing support training and relocation help. For Black Americans with strong English tech skills or education experience, Japan is saying, "What few nations ever have, we want you here," and they'll pay you fairly. Teachers, engineers, and digital professionals earn between $2,500 and $4,000 per month, depending on the role. Rent outside Tokyo runs about $800 to $1,000, and national health care, one of the most efficient systems on Earth, costs just around $100 a month. You won't have to choose between paying rent or seeing a doctor. Everything here, from trains to clinics, runs with precision and dignity. You don't wait for help. It's already there when you need it. But what surprises most expats isn't the money, it's the respect. People might stare at you. Yes, but not with hate. It's curiosity. Oh, a foreigner, not fear. You won't be stopped by police for walking while black. You won't be followed in stores. You won't be asked if you belong here. Because in Japan, politeness isn't performance, it's habit. People bow when they apologize, return lost wallets, and thank you for the smallest gestures. You'll realize quickly, dignity isn't optional here, it's the foundation. Daily life feels effortless. Tokyo's trains glide with clockwork precision to stay spotless without trash cans, and customer service is so attentive it almost feels telepathic. You can walk home at 2 a.m. without worry and order sushi from a touchscreen faster than you can say thank you. Yet beneath all that order is a rhythm, a quiet hum of creativity and freedom. You'll find in neighborhoods like Shibuya, Harajuku, or Osaka's Amerikamura, where hip-hop dancers, musicians, and black creatives have built a thriving underground scene. You'll hear Drake and Burna Boy playing in boutiques, see locals wearing braids with pride, and realize your culture isn't being copied, it's being celebrated. Still, Japan has its challenges. The work culture can be intense, long hours, silent offices, and expectations of perfection. The society is homogeneous, and blending in takes patience. You'll need to learn the rhythm. Bow slightly, speak softly, show respect in small ways. It's not about losing yourself, it's about matching the harmony. And once you do, Japan gives you something rare, peace with purpose. 1. Malaysia, Asia's multicultural paradise that says, "Welcome home." What if you could live in a tropical country with free speech zones, Muslim-Christian harmony, and $2 dinners that taste like heaven? That's Malaysia, a land where diversity isn't a slogan, it's a lifestyle. Step into Kuala Lumpur and you'll hear 3 languages in a single elevator. Walk through Penang and the scent of nasi lemak curry and Chinese tea blends into something magical. This is one of the few places in Asia where being different doesn't make you stand out, it makes you belong. While neighboring Singapore has become sleek but expensive, Malaysia is stepping into the spotlight with a new message. Come here, build your life, and call it home. In 2025, the government launched a global talent attraction strategy aiming to pull skilled professionals from around the world, especially in healthcare technology and education. Programs like Malaysia, My Second Home MM2H, and the DE Rantau Nomad visa make it surprisingly easy for Americans to stay long-term. Earn just $2,000 to $3,000 per month, and you can live comfortably, legally, and freely without endless bureaucracy. Whether you're a remote worker, retiree, or creative, Malaysia's doors are wide open. And the math makes sense. In Penang or Kuala Lumpur, you can live well on $1,200 or $800 a month that covers rent, food, transport, and even the occasional beach weekend in Langkawi. A meal from a hawker stall costs $2 and will probably ruin you for fast food forever. Healthcare, modern English speaking, and world class at about 1/5 of what you'd pay in the US. Many American expats even fly here for medical tourism surgeries, dental care checkups done at a fraction of the cost with the same precision and professionalism. But what really sets Malaysia apart is its soul. It's one of Asia's most genuinely multicultural societies. Malay, Chinese, Indian, and expat communities live side by side, not in tension, but in rhythm. Mosques, temples, and churches share the same street. Festivals overlap. Hari Raya meets Deepavali meets Christmas, all in one city block. For Black Americans, that means blending in is natural. You're not exoticized or stared at, you're just another friendly face in a society used to variety. People greet you, warmly respect your beliefs, and rarely intrude into your personal life. Here, privacy is honored, not questioned. Life flows at an easy pace. Cities are green. Internet is lightning fast, and English is widely spoken. You'll find rooftop cafes with skyline views, bustling night markets, and endless food stalls serving satay skewers and roti canai at 2 a.m. The scent of rain mixes with spices in the air, a reminder that life here isn't rushed, it's savored. You'll see parents walking their kids to school, digital nomads typing away near temples, and retirees sipping iced coffee by the coast. Malaysia isn't trying to impress anyone, it's simply comfortable, and that's what makes it powerful. Of course, paradise has its quirks. The tropical humidity never takes a day off, and bureaucracy can test your patience. But those are small prices to pay for safety, affordability, and genuine warmth. Here, smiles come easy, and so does peace of mind. So ask yourself, would you trade cold shoulders for warm smiles and warm weather all year long? Because in Malaysia, the welcome isn't fake. It's real, it's multicultural, and it's waiting for you like a second home you didn't know you'd been missing. The world is wide, and some doors aren't just open, they're waving you in. Somewhere out there on the other side of your comfort zone lies a country that isn't asking you to prove your worth, it's already waiting to value it. You don't have to run from America or from your past, you just have to expand your world. Because sometimes peace doesn't mean giving up, it means finally finding a place that sees you as whole. Maybe it's the order of Seoul, the balance of Berlin, the calm of Santiago, the grace of Tokyo, or the warmth of Kuala Lumpur. Each of these places whispers the same message. You belong somewhere that welcomes you. The only question left is, where will you start? Which of these 5 countries feels like home to you? Drop your answer in the comments, and if this journey spoke to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready for their next chapter. Because the world isn't closing its doors, it's inviting you in.